Yo, what is going on, guys? Through my Stamina Sorc build for the Fate DLC. We're going to start with all our stats here. 14 points into health to get 30k max health, 50 points into stamina to get 25,000 max stamina, and 16.5k max magicka. I like the stat pool here. If you want some more health, you can do so by reducing our max stam, but that will work just fine. It just comes down to personal preference. For the race for this build, we are an Imperial, and I like the Imperial for the double max stats it gives, along with the reduced cost of your abilities by 6%, so it gives us a nice bit of sustain. The other race I would choose for this build would actually be Nord for the extra tankiness. Our stats fully buffed up is 5600 spell damage, 2200 mana recovery, 1400 stamina recovery, 23% spell crit with 8300 spell penetration. Our spell resistance is 24k, with our physical resistance 22k, and our crit resistance is 1300. For our Mundus, we are running the Astronaut here. You can run the Lady if you want to be more tanky. I just like the Astronaut for the infinite magic sustain it gives, so that's why I run it, but you can definitely run the Lady instead here. Smoke Bear Haunch is the food of choice. Dews of Mistral is the purple version of this food, and it's pretty much the exact same thing. It's a lot cheaper, so I definitely recommend getting that instead. Vampire Stage 3 is a must for every PvP build, once again, and our roll cost away for this build will be 2100, and we'll go more into that later. For our first set here, we've been running Way of the Fire. Way of the Fire is a very nice set. It gives us 3000 flame damage whenever you deal damage with your weapon every 2 seconds. You pretty much are proccing this almost 100% of the time. So this is insane damage that it gives us for virtually free. Our other set here will be Draken Mace. This increases your damage down by 330, but reduces your healing by 10%. This only applies when we're on the front bar, so on our back bar where we're actually healing, this doesn't affect us at all, so I actually really like this set because of that. 2, 3, and 4 piece are also nice. 3 pieces offensive penetration, some extra mag recovery, and max magicka is always nice to have. And our 1 piece here will give us mag and stam recovery, or you can go armor here once again. I don't think it's worth to run a 1 piece like Valorous or something for weapon damage. It's just not worth it in my opinion. It's definitely better just to run stam and mag recovery, or an armor piece here to get some more resistance. It's totally up to you once again. For our mythic here, we are running Sea Serpent Coil. I chose to run this because I just think this mythic is insane and very stat dense. It increases your damage done by 10%, increase your weapon and spell damage by 430, which is very, very nice to have. You could run Mark and Ring here if you don't like the snare, but I don't think you need it whatsoever. I think Sea Serpent Coil is just too good to pass up. Or if you want some more healing, you can run Pale Order, but then that kind of contradicts with our Draken here, so you would have to switch that out if you want to run Pale Order with something else. And then for our back bar here, we're running Vate Strand Perfected Infernal Staff. We're running this because the 2 piece here is insane, where whenever you cast Elemental Weakness to a target, you gain a tether between you. Each tether ticks for about 1300 shock damage or 1300 frost damage every second, which increases by 1% for each time it ticks, dealing up to a 20% increase. This is very nice. It gives us a lot of pressure once again, and it will stay up when you're on your front bar. So you have that ticking the whole time, along with all your other damaging coming from Helm of the Fire and your other damaging skills. For our traits, on the back bar, we're running Powered with a weapon damage glyph to increase our healing. You can run Defending here. I just prefer Powered. And then for our front bar here, we're running Disease damage glyph and shock damage with the charge effect. The charge effect is really good on your second weapon here because it allows us to continually proc shock very consistently, which gives us a lot of extra damage, believe it or not. And then Disease here with the Nirnhone double maces for the most damage possible. And then we're running 3 heavy on our helmet, chest, and legs here. These give us the most. And then we're running 6 well fitted on our helmet, shoulders, hands, legs, boots, waist, and then our chest will be reinforced. We're running light waist, boots, and arms, and then running a medium shoulders here. So we have 3 light, 3 heavy, and 1 medium. If you are curious what we are running, 6 well fitted with 1 reinforced. All our jewelry is infused weapon damage, by the way, to get that increased stam recovery. You can run spell damage instead if you want the mag recovery, but I definitely recommend running the weapon damage to get the increased stam recovery. Onto our skills here. Running Whirling Blade, this is our main spammable / execute. Blood's Craze, a nice dot, and it gives us a little heal. Ball of Lightning, I prefer this one over the Streak Morph. Even though we don't have a stun, I still love the fact that you can get rid of all snares with Ball of Lightning, but you can definitely run Streak instead if that's more your playstyle. Critical Surge here, this is our weapon, our major brutality buff, and whenever activated, critical damage heals you by 3700 every second. Crystal Weapon here, kind of like our damage proc here. Whenever you light attack, you deal 7600 physical damage, and the second attack deals 3200 physical damage. Dawnbreaker of Smiting. This will be our main ultimate for this build. I don't really recommend any other ult. I really like Dawnbreaker Smiting. Since we don't really have a stun, this is what our stun basically comes down to. And then Elemental here, this gives us major fraction on the enemy. This is what also procs the Vastrand Perfectus Staff here is by casting this. This also gives the enemy a burning, chilled, and concussive status effect every 7.5 seconds, which is really nice to have since that's basically proccing all the time. Hardened Ward here, how we survive a lot. Gives us a nice damage shield, but it really comes out when you roll because this pairs well with a nice CP passive. I'll go more into in a sec. And then Vigor here, our heal. Dark Deal, it's the Stam Sword bread and butter. Hurricane gives a minor expedition and a major breach, or a major resolve, I mean. And then Temporal Guard here for our minor protection. You can run something if you want, like the Astronaut here on your back bar, if you want something like that instead. The reason why I run Ward is not only for the damage reduction there, but we can run a CP passive up here where while under the effects of a damage shield, you reduce the cost of your roll by 800. So when our damage shield is up, our roll dodge only costs us 1300. What this allows us to do is allows us to spam roll very easily. As you can see here, I still have a bunch of stamina. I've already rolled like 7 times and I'm only down half my stamina. 2 dark deals, we're back up to full. You can just spam ward and roll for infinitely basically, which gives us a lot of survivability. This is very easy to spam because it's a 15k damage deal as well. So we just spam this as much as we can, and then we can roll infinitely since it reduces our cost of roll by 800, which allows us to roll a lot and gives us some nice extra survivability. Onto our CP, we're running Biting Aura, increases your damage on area effects by 6%. Master Armor increases your damage on by 6%, increases our healing done with single target heals by 10%, and then Ironclad reduces your damage taken by direct damage by 3%. You could also run single target here if you want a bit more damage, but I don't think it's worth it. I think it's better just to get the extra tankiness from Ironclad and Focus Mending for the extra healing. Onto the red tree here, we're running Arcane. This reduces our roll by 800, which is insane. Allows us to spam it out very effectively and gives us a lot of extra survivability. Pain Refuge, whenever there's a negative effect on you, you reduce the damage taken by 2 for every 2 negative effects. There will always be negative effects on you in PvP. That's also why we run Sustained by Suffering here, gives us extra recovery for having a negative effect on us. Survival Instinct. While you're affected by a status effect, your core combat skills cost 5% left per stage, 25% cost reduction, which is very strong and gives you an insane amount of sustain. For our green tree here, I recommend running Gifted Rider, War Mount, Liquid Efficiency, and Rationer, and then Breakfall. Now the way you want to play this build is to want to have Hardened Ward up. You want to roll a lot on this build since that is our main way of survivability, since our resistances are kind of low. So just keep that in mind. You want to be spamming Ward and rolling a lot. You want to proc Elemental here to proc the tether. As you can see there, I have a tether on me. If you run too far away though, or the opponent gets too far away, it will end up breaking, as you can see there. So you want to hit them with the Elemental into the Blood Craze. You want to use Crystal Weapon here, and then this auto attack spin, and then it's just a lot of your damage comes from a lot of different things. It's not really your skills, it's just a lot of things all hitting at once. So you have Way of the Fire proccing, and then you have Crystal Weapon proccing, you have your auto attack proccing, and then you have a glyph proccing all at the same time. So it's 4 things at once, and that's just from an auto attack. So you have 4 things proccing off one auto. So as you can see, there's a bunch of damage numbers on top of that just from auto attacking. And then not only is that hitting, but you have Hurricane ticking as well, and you also have Elemental. So you have a lot of things ticking, and the burst is very high, and this comes unexpected since it's just off one auto attack and then a Whirling Blades, and your whole burst is basically hit with this one auto and a Whirling Blade. Then you go for the Dawnbreaker to stun them into the Whirling Blades combo. Execute. If you get a good Dawnbreaker into a Crystal Weapon proc, Whirling Blades while Blood Craze is on, and Elemental, they just disappear immediately from all the different things hitting them at once. They just evaporate, and it's just very unexpected. The Burning, Chilled, and Concussive status effect also proccing onto your opponent, which is even more damage proccing at once. So it's very strong. If you guys did enjoy this video, it would mean a lot to me if you hit that like button and subscribe. And if you have any questions regarding the build, I'd be happy to answer anything down in the comments below. And with that, I hope you guys did enjoy.